Atlanta, Valley Sports South, and Valley Sports Southeast. The heart of the fan.
This has been a masterclass in pitching to contact and pitching economically.
His command has been a lot better since he's come back up this time.
And a swing and a miss. Elder has his first strikeout.
Go right back at it. Don't change a thing.
And he went around. He is dazzling tonight. Elder is feeling it now. I mean, he's a big, strong kid from Texas, and he is doing his thing. Strike three. There's a good start to the ninth inning.
I mean, that is some serious movement.
He struck him out. Look at that ball move. On the ground. Arcia's got it. History tonight for Bryce Elder. Bryce Elder with a complete game shutout in game one of our series in Washington, where we have Braves baseball presented by Truist. And tonight, another youngster, Kyle Muller, will try to back that up in game two of our three-game set here in our nation's capital tonight. Hi again, everybody. Chip Carey, Jeff Rancourt, Paul Bird will be along shortly. Anytime a young guy comes up from the minor leagues and dazzles, that is certainly exciting for your franchise. And Jeff, it's not just the pitchers who are doing it in their rookie year. All these Braves youngsters contributing mightily.
Well, you know what? You have a very veteran team with a lot of great players. And when you can bring impact rookie-type guys up, what a difference that makes for your team. And that's what the Braves have done this year. Started with Strider making the team, early on out of the bullpen, then the starter, then Harris, and of course Dylan Lee all year has been outstanding. Vaughn Grissom coming up, and of course now Bryce Elder has really given the Braves a lot of depth in that rotation and been huge. Well, now you got Kyle Muller following Bryce Elder tonight. And what Kyle has to do is kind of take the same blueprint that Bryce did last night. Go after him, throw strikes. Think 5-6 innings. You got a fully rested bullpen out there. Get the Braves another win. Try to get them closer to the Mets.
Yeah, the Braves start play tonight. One game behind New York. The Mets are playing the Marlins. We'll see what happens as the Braves and Nationals meet in game two here at Nationals Park in Washington. It's a breezy, chilly night for baseball. Paul Bird will join us for the second game of this big three-game series tonight on Valley Sports.
Brought to you by Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi. Unbeatable internet, only from Xfinity. And by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life.
Oh man, the Braves have had fun playing in Washington this year. The Braves are 7-1 and have hit 24 home runs in 8 games against the Nationals on their home turf, a trend we hope that continues tonight in the middle game of this three-game series. The Braves won 8-0 last night. Bryce Elder, the first shutout turned in by a Braves pitcher all year. Tonight it's Kyle Muller's turn, and he'll be supported by this Toyota starting lineup as presented by manager Brian Snitker. Ronald back in there playing right field. Matt Olson hit a 2-run homer. And Orlando Arcia getting another start at second base. He has an impressive power streak working in this ballpark. And that's something else we hope continues against Paulo Espino, Jeff, whom we saw back in Atlanta. And even though he didn't pitch deeply into the game, he was very effective at Truist Park.
Yeah, he was. And, look at that record, 0-7. But you can see pretty good ERA at 4.17. David Martinez knows what he can get out of him. He's trying to get 4 to 5 innings like he did and keep them in the game. A lot of off speed, and he's going to try to trick hitters.
So off speed and trick hitters, how does that play into your 4 keys for game 2 tonight?
Well, you know what? This is a Nats team that's kind of reeling right now, ready for the end of the season. Early runs, put them away. Don't even leave anything to chance. And then for Kyle Muller, just like Miami, you came down there and, you don't have to give us 7-8 innings. Bryce Elder was able to give the bullpen a whole night off last night. So, you know what? Get 5 innings just like you did, 2 runs in Miami, and that'll be a good start.
Braves have won their last 3 games, are looking for victory number 97 here tonight. And the action starts with Ronald Acuna Jr. here in the first inning. Ronald was 0 for 5 here last night. Autumn has arrived in our nation's capital. It is a chilly, breezy night. We'll get the first pitch temp in just a moment. But the wind really swirling around here in the upper tank at Nationals Park. And a first pitch strike, says Hunter Wendelstedt, and we are underway. A little chillier than we'd like. It's 66 degrees. For the Braves and Nationals, the pitch pushed him off the plate. And it's 1-1. That's about top velocity for Espino. 89-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah. Like I said, he's going to try to just rely on movement, location.
Laced out a play to the right, and a count of a ball and 2 strikes. I liked your Ford Key. Get early runs, put these guys away early. The Braves, I think, kind of let them hang around in the day game at Truist Park when Espino pitched on the day they beat the Braves.
They did. When it's close like that late, you give them a chance. You saw last night the Braves finally opened it up, and they just poured it on after that.
Outfield straight away for Acuna, who needs a moment.
Played on a couple teams where I hate to say it, late in the year. It's not that you didn't give your best, but boy, you're ready for the season to be done. And when a team jumps on you.
Well, the Nats are already looking forward to 2023. They're the first team in the major leagues to 100 losses. The Braves pinned that on them last night. As you see, Espino's pitching arsenal. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And look, this guy's numbers on the mound, they're not all that impressive, but I will promise you, Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, and Dave Martinez have ultimate respect for Paulo Espino. He'll take the ball any situation, anytime. And he strikes out Ronald to start the night. 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the first.
He's really a lot like Anibal Sanchez, you know, when he's out there. And so I said, Dave Martinez is going to take care of these guys. He doesn't want them facing a lineup a third time. So he's trying to get, like you said, close to 5. You go look at his starts, Chip. Go look at the innings. 5 1/3, 5, 5, 4, 4 1/3. So I mean, that's all he's trying to get and turn it over to the bullpen.
Well, let's see if we can get there a little earlier than we did last night. Here's Dansby. He was 0 for 5 last night. .92 RBIs for the Braves shortstop, who's having a career year, batting .279. One ball, 1 strike. Another breaking ball. Dansby behind, 1-2. This guy will be around the plate. He's only walked 3 men in his last 7 outings, both as a starter and reliever for Washington. So to beat him, you got to hit him. It's 2-2. Espino trying to work at light speed. Dansby slows him down. Now the pitch. Taken low. Full count.
That's what he'll do. He'll throw that slider at 78, 79, and then try to drop that curveball in at 72.
Austin Riley waits on deck for the Braves. Nobody aboard, 1 out, just underway. And that one tipped and caught by Tres Pereira. Back-to-back strikeout starts Espino's night. And with Austin Riley up, he's our Yellowwood bringing the lumber feature here in Game 2.
Yeah, great job against the Nats this year. See that in 17 games, 11 extra base hits. Of course, 19 hits for him.
Eight home runs for Riley against Washington. The single season record is 9. That was turned in by Andrew Jones. So Riley's got 2 more cracks at the Nats here tonight and again tomorrow night. Then we're back home for an off day and we await the Mets. Called a strike at the plate. It's an even count for Austin Riley. 19 hits against the Nationals, 11 extra base hits for Austin Riley this year. We mentioned it last night, too. Before this series started, they had to resod almost 2/3 of the outfield here in Washington. Big Elton John concert tore up the turf.
It was nice, though.
The gray-green grass out in center, but looked like there were no problems last night.
No, and remember, Michael Harris was on the back of the bus with us last night talking about it on the way home, and he said that. He said it wasn't really bad. He said, I didn't feel it give too much, so that's good news, because you worry about a guy like him with his speed out there having to stop quick.
Riley on the ground toward Ildemaro Vargas. He'll load up, and a strike ends the Braves' first inning. 1-2-3. Kyle Muller goes to work for Atlanta. We have no score. Have won just 15 games this year within the Eastern Division. They've beaten the Braves just 4 times. Lane Thomas will lead off their Toyota starting lineup. Joey Meneses was cooled off last night. Luke Voigt, got to be careful of him. He's a power-hitting designated hitter. But speaking of power, the Braves have a powerful pitcher on the mound. Jeff, that's Kyle Muller making another spot start for Atlanta. We'll see what he has in store for us here in Game 2.
Yeah, he came down to Miami that time. You can see in the minors a 3.41, and a lot what we talked about down there comes to him throwing strikes. We all know he's got good velocity, good off speed. It's a big presence out there on the mound. Can he channel that?
Muller, one of 11 starters used by the Braves this year. And your point about control is worth mentioning. In 44 big league innings, he's walked 27 men. That was Elder's problem in previous starts. He certainly solved that last night. We'll see if Kyle can duplicate that terrific performance here this evening.
Well, I think a lot of young guys look, not that they try to come up here and say, hey, I'm going to walk guys, but they're being extra careful sometimes, and they do. And I think they realize, you know what, I cannot pitch up here doing that. It's just not a recipe for success. And again, if he sat there last night and watched Bryce Elder pitch and see the ground balls he got and balls in play, you can see that it works.
Bases empty for Lane Thomas, and from 0-2 to a full count. Last 15 starts at AAA for Muller. He pitched to a 3.15 ERA. And the payoff pitch is on the ground, and a diving try by Riley. He can't get it. Thomas around first. Big turn. He's going to slam on the brakes. Good job by Eddie to get to that ball quickly. And a big comeback for Lane Thomas from a 2-strike count. He has the game's first hit.
Well, there's a perfect example. You fall behind, and granted there were 2 strikes, but you had to come to them. You turned on it.
So lefty C.J. Abrams, the young Nationals shortstop, is your hitter, batting .240. He tries to bunt and rolls it foul for a strike. Washington 16-38 this year against left-handed starting pitchers. Abrams for the year between San Diego and Washington hitting just .163 against southpaws. That up around the shoulders, and a bad miss evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. More balls than strikes for Muller with the first 9 pitches of the game. Back even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kyle was 6-8 at AAA. Led the International League in strikeouts with 159 of them this year. Now trying to help the Braves win Game 2 against the Nationals. The 2-2 pitch for C.J. Abrams. Lane Thomas a good lead. Not going. And that one on the ground. Nice stop. Olson fires to second one. And no chance to get Abrams, who flies down the line. Super play by Matt Olson to cut down the lead runner. 1 on, 1 out.
Man, you're not lying. That ball goes through. You got first and third. What a great play. Good throw. Smart move by Dansby. You're not going to get him coming back there. So you make sure you get that lead runner. That's exactly what they did.
Perfect toss to Swanson to get Lane Thomas. Now Joey Meneses, the hitter. Meneses riding a 7-game hitting streak. He had a hit last night, part of his 1-for-3 game.
Yeah, but they did a good job holding him in check. His one hit was a little chopper to Austin Riley that he couldn't make the play on.
Meneses, 30 years young, getting his first taste of the big leagues and having a super run, a .326 average. And Kyle gets ahead of him. No balls and a strike. We're just underway. Mets and Marlins are started up at Citi Field in New York. Mets have a 2-game series with the Fish. We have 2 left with the Nationals, including tonight. And the Braves still 1 game behind in the Eastern race. Runner goes, got a good jump, and there'll be no throw from Contreras. C.J. Abrams steals his 6th base. He's in scoring position with 1 out.
You know, that lefty, you go on first move and try to get the best jump you can, and on that one, smart by Contreras, never had a chance. You can see that. He was gone before the ball even got close.
So that takes away the double play chance. Even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. And out of play, foul. Meneses has a 1-2 count. Kyle Muller's last big league start, August 13th, down in Miami. He picked up the win with 2 runs in 5 innings. He takes care of Meneses with a high fastball for out number 2, his first strikeout of the game.
Now that's the thing, you just throw it. Kyle's got great movement on that. Watch this, he's trying to come in but just lets it go, and with that kind of movement up top at 95, you're not going to catch up to it. Kind of like, remember some of those games we would see Sean Newcomb come out and dominate when he would just throw it. You throw hard enough, don't try to guide it.
Luke Voit, the batter. This guy has tremendous power, but he has tremendous swing and miss. Luke Voit has had 140 at bats this year against left-handed pitching. He has struck out 60 times. And the Braves have really had him swinging and missing a lot in the head-to-head matchups. 9 strikeouts and 16 at bats. Dating back to our series at Truist Park. 1 ball, 1 strike. But if you make a mistake, this guy could hit one to the Capitol building.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of like the right-handed Joey Gallo. You can go 450 feet and you can be 3 strikeouts.
1 ball, 1 strike. That's a perfect pitch. 94, top of the zone. I would imagine, Jeff, it looks 98 that high.
Well, and from coming from him, you know, again, like I said, he's such a big guy out there that he's releasing that ball way out there. 1-2
pitch. Didn't offer it that one. Good try, though. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Line drive into left field. That's going to score the first Washington run. Luke Voit with 2 strikes. Doubles home C.J. Abrams, and Washington takes a 1-0 lead.
Man, I'll be honest, I was really hoping he went with another fastball up in the zone. That one just kind of hung on him. And to a right-handed hitter, that's kind of where you want it. That ball's coming into you, and you can just turn on it.
So it's 1-0 Washington with a 2-out tally. Alex Call will be the batter. First action for Call in this series. So that's the first run for the Washington club in the series, as Alex Call down a strike. 4 homers, 11 RBIs for Call. He's playing left field here in game 2. On the ground to Riley. Austin's got that. And his pegged first is in time, and that'll retire the side. The Nationals score the game's first run. We head to the second. 1-0 Washington. Nothing Washington. We head to the second inning. Matt Olson looking more like himself with a big night last night. Jeffrey, this might have been what got it going.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he got a changeup up in the zone and hit it right off that foul pole. Other thing we talked about is he's lined one to right for a sac fly on a fastball. That's kind of what I want to see. I want to see him getting back on that fastball at 94, 95, and he did it last night. Hopefully he can carry that with him.
Well, he's had a good road trip. 6 for 18 at the plate for the Braves, and looking for his 30th home run. They're through 1 inning in New York. The Marlins have a 2-0 lead. Pablo Lopez against Carlos Carrasco. At least they're through the first half of the first inning, I should say. As Olson inside outs that ball to right. That's headed for the corner, and a nice running catch by Lane Thomas.
You talk about having someone played right where they were shaded right over there. That's a ball that normally sit pretty decent on line. You don't see a right fielder just get to that easy.
Well, Thomas has always had good speed and was able to track that down before it hit the wall in right. And Paulo Espino's retired the first 4 Braves hitters. Michael Harris hitting 5th tonight, looking for a 20-homer, 20-steal season. He took care of the stolen base last night. He needs 1 homer to get to 20 this evening.
Good hack.
We saw it last night. As breezy as it was, there were a lot of balls that were hit hard that didn't go anywhere. It's a little chillier tonight.
Same thing. You just, well, think about this. For the longest time, you know, it just kind of clicks when you come up here. It's been so hot in all these places. It's never been an issue. And all of a sudden you get some cold nights, get some windy nights, and that, you know, that's part of the deal of sometimes of playing in the NL East. I mean, when you head up to Philly, New York, Washington late in the year, you have times where it can be like this.
That is squibbed down the third base line, foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So I don't know if a hitter has to adjust his swing in weather like this, but line drives, if you barrel them up, they'll go, won't they?
Yeah, and I mean, look, you'll see it like we saw Marcell last night, Matt Olson on that. You hit a line drive shot, it's going to go. Where it gets you is when you start hitting some of those higher balls to the gaps, they just kind of die.
Cesar Hernandez with a double knot as he ties his shoe. Now we're ready with a 1-2 pitch. Michael, one of the spectacular group of rookies for the Braves that has sparked Atlanta to a 96 win and counting season. And a swing and a miss. That tantalizing breaking ball giving the Braves problems again in back-to-back starts. 3 strikeouts in an inning and 2/3 for Espino tonight.
We saw the first time through the lineup last night the Braves hitters really kind of struggle the first time through, getting used to it. But of course, what makes this lineup so tough to navigate is you got to face them a second time, third time.
William Contreras is your batter. Was 0 for 1 last night. Reached base though 4 separate times. He walked twice and was hit by a pitch. Eddie Rosario would be next for Atlanta. There are 2 outs. 1-0. Nationals have a second inning lead. That one sharply hit out to short. Abrams gave ground and throws low at first. Nice pick by Meneses. And it's 6 up, 6 down for the Atlanta offense here in game 2.
The Braves. That's 24-year-old Kyle Muller on the hill. I talked to Cranny before the game. We're chasing the Mets. There could be some pressure. A young pitcher coming up trying to prove himself. I say, do you give him the great speech? He said, no, I don't give him the great speech. I just tell them to be themselves. I tell them to attack the strike zone, to get ahead in the count, to be yourself, and to relax. Don't put any of the added pressure on about the Mets or the race or what you have to do to prove that you belong. Go out and be yourself, and the rest will take care of itself. Bryce Elder did just that last night. His comments in the locker room were more of the same. He said, I realize that up here I can only do so much. I can't try to throw the ball harder because I'm in the big leagues or do something to really impress somebody. I just simply need to be myself. Guys.
Well, if that was his best version of himself, we'll take a lot more of that in the years to come, won't we, Paul?
Absolutely. Chip, you made some great comments about how it was just fun to watch. It was like a master class. He was an artist. He was himself, 91 miles an hour, sinker, ground balls, curve balls, getting ahead in the count. And it was really fun to watch.
Yeah, wasn't trying to strike guys out, let the Nationals put the ball in play, let the defense behind him work, and it worked out beautifully with the first complete game turned in by the Braves this year.
I'll watch that every 5 days.
Yeah, really impressive.
Got no issue there.
And if you're Spencer Strider and you throw 100 miles an hour up the zone and it's straight, well, that's being yourself too, and that works just fine.
Lined and a short hop handled by Riley. That was a missile, but Austin Wright placed at the right time to handle that. That retires Cesar Hernandez. Good play, 1 out. That'll wake you up.
Yeah, you ain't lying. That was a shot right at him. Right now you can tell his fastball seems to be really good. It's got a lot of movement right now. The pitcher seeing these guys kind of square up right now is that slider. It's hanging a little bit. Hopefully he'll start getting the bite on that pitch.
Ildemaro Vargas is the Nationals' third baseman. He was 1 for 3 last night. That one right back where it came from and on a line to second. Arcia to a knee makes the play, and quickly there are 2 outs.
Vargas squared the ball up all night last night too.
That was close.
That will wake you up more than the other one.
Yeah. That's a big target. I don't know how that ball missed him. I'm glad it did, though.
Yeah.
And here's Victor Robles. He went 0 for 3 last night. Robles has hit lefties well. See if that holds true here tonight against Muller.
It's funny with Robles. They've been waiting for, they've given this kid every chance to kind of take that position and run.
Crack to left. Well hit and gone. A 2-out home run from Robles, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, this was a changeup, and you can see he was trying to go away where Contreras was set up, and he pulled it right over the inner part of the plate. And that's one place when you're throwing that changeup, again, like Luke Voit with that slider, when you miss in and down like that, Chip, that's the happy place for a right-handed batter.
That was the pitch that had given Kyle trouble in his last couple of starts at AAA. So a mistake with his 4th pitch costs him his 2nd run. 2-0 Nationals. And Tres Barrera, the catcher, will dig in. Robles with his 6th home run. And his 2nd against the Braves this year. A run in the first, a run in the second against Kyle Muller. And Barrera is down on strikes, and that ends the inning. Robles with a solo homer to left extends the Washington lead. Lower third coming up for the Braves in the 3rd. Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and the Braves are honoring the month by donating all proceeds from their charity auction to benefit childhood cancer awareness. Auction items include signed jerseys, bats, and more from your favorite Braves players. Go to braves.com/charity auction and see what's available to begin bidding on today. 2-0 Washington after 2. Let's check out our Zaxby's indescribably good play. This has been a great place for the Braves to play here at Nationals Park.
Well, and that's why you always kind of believe just keep it close here and you can come back. They got a plus 51 run differential at Nats Park since the start of 2021. And they've out-homered the Nats. Ready for this? 44-10. Is that good?
That's real good. We'll take a couple more of those long balls here for the Braves, as Eddie Rosario will lead off. Eddie's got 4 hits on the road trip, and his average up to .214. That doesn't sound like much, but considering where he started, he's done great work with a terrific September. And this one sky high, center of the diamond. And who wants this? It'll be Vargas all the way to the first base line to make the play. And it's 7 up, 7 down for the Atlanta offense.
I can tell you this, that's when your catcher, you do not want to take that pitch right there. Good job by your third baseman coming in. You can see him laughing, probably telling him, why couldn't you catch that?
Marcell Ozuna, 2 hits, a homer, 3 RBIs last night. Got to find a way to solve Paulo Espino. Only gave up 4 hits in 4 innings down in Atlanta, 2 runs, only 1 earned. Remember, he had a throwing error that gave the Braves a run at Truist Park. So our Georgia Natural Gas impact player Marcell Ozuna will try to become the first Braves base runner of this game.
He's basically safe in 11 of the last 12 games this month. He's hitting .303 with a .969 OPS. Doing big things.
Marcel's been on base in 11 of 12 games this month. Let's get this guy in the stretch. He leads 2-0. I've said it before, with so many guys throwing in the mid to upper 90s in Major League Baseball, this guy is the antithesis of that. And I would imagine that's a big adjustment for hitters, just slightly below modern day hitting speed.
Yeah, and what he's going to do is just going to add and subtract the whole time. He sees you starting to get out front on that fastball or trying to cheat, he'll do that.
Swing and a miss. Ozuna is the 4th strikeout victim, and Espino has retired the first 8 in a row. So let me ask you this. He throws 90 miles an hour. Is this a guy that you could profit from moving up in the box against?
Well, I think more than anything, Chip, when you face a guy like this, you have to kind of sell out as far as up the middle the other way. What that does, that keeps you on his off speed and helps you recognize that pitch. If you go up there trying to yank, unless he gives you the perfect pitch in the perfect spot, it's going to be a long night for hitters. But again, you see it the first time, even though you saw him, 5-6 days ago, you faced a lot of pitchers since that throw hard.
In the blink of an eye, Arcia is down to his last strike. And Espino kicks and delivers. Strike 3, inside corner. 5 of the first 9 Braves hitters have been struck out here in Game 2, and the Nationals lead 2-0. Third inning, we are with you for Braves baseball, presented by Truist from Nationals Park in D.C. Jeff Francoeur, Chip Carey, Paul Berg with you for Game 2. Kyle Muller will start his second trip through the Washington batting order. Lane Thomas greeted him with a leadoff single. C.J. Abrams and Victor Robles have scored the runs for the Nationals, as Matt Olson will handle a pop-up. Lane Thomas is out number 1.
Well, you see it, that's a fastball. I like him throwing that fastball. We saw Bryce Elder last night, threw a lot of them. Kept coming with that sinker. Yes, he would mix in that curveball and slider here and there, but this is a lineup you want to have them put the ball in play.
The Nationals this year have been out-homered by 95 runs by the rest of the major leagues this year. So what Robles did is somewhat of a rarity. That accounted for the second tally tonight. Abrams, a ball and a strike. CJ, part of the big haul, returned from the Padres for Juan Soto. And this one dumped into shallow left. Dansby and Riley. Austin is there and makes a nice over-the-shoulder catch.
Good job getting back on that.
Let's see if Kyle can get into a bit of a groove here. He has the first 2 outs. Meneses, the batter, struck him out in inning number 1. That's line foul. Late swing, 0-2. We'll have the top of the order coming up in the 4th inning. We'll see what adjustments the Braves make against Paulo Espino. Kind of the same story last night. Braves didn't have a whole lot of contact in the first 3 innings, but then got going in the 4th and never looked back. So hopefully we'll have a replay of that and the final score.
Be nice.
On the ground to Riley, to his left, off the end of his glove. And Meneses reaches with 2 outs.
He almost got to it. It's one of those tough ones, too, because as a third baseman, you talk, you get to it. Then he looks behind him, and Dansby was sitting right there, and, you know, not a fast runner, so you probably, but again, like you said, when you're at third, you're taught, go get it, cut it off. And majority of runners, you have to get them out.
So perfectly placed, it brings up Luke Voit. Voit doubled home Abrams for the game's first run. As you said, Kyle threw a breaking ball to Voit with 2 strikes, and Luke didn't miss it. So he's up to 65 runs batted in. 4 of them have come against the Braves. That'll reach the seats. 2 balls and a strike.
He looks like the type of guy that should have played 35, 40 years ago, doesn't he?
No sleeves. Big strong man, and he whacks another one into left field. That's going to get down quickly. Rosario kicks it around in the corner, and the runner will be stopped at third. So more 2-out trouble here for Muller. Infield hit and a Voit double. Meneses stops at third. Thankfully, as you pointed out, Jeff, not a fast runner, or the Nats might have another run.
That one just up in the zone, and he turned on it. And then he kind of kicked this one a little bit, but thank God he had a slow runner running.
Five hits for the Nationals in the first 2 2/3 innings. And now this is an enormously important batter to get. Alex Call with 2 on and 2 out.
Lying 2-0. Very. We've seen this offense break through last night for 8, but 4-0 starts to put you in a little bit of a hole. Make a pitch here and get out.
Well, he's gotten ahead, but he's given up a few too many 2-strike hits. Let's see if Kyle can solve that. Call grounded out in his lone at bat. That came in the first inning. They're through 2 complete in New York. The Marlins lead the Mets 2-0. Here it's 2-0 Washington in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And a swing and a miss. Nice job by Muller to put out that fire. The Nationals strand a pair. And the top of the order's coming up for their second look at Paulo Espino. Ronald Acuna Jr., Dansby Swanson, Austin Riley, and hopefully more. They're coming up in a 2-0 game. For every home run hit by the Braves over the next 4 years, Truist donates $755 to the Braves Foundation's Henry Louis Aaron Fund with a minimum commitment of $1 million. Here's your update as of today. 230 homers have raised over $173,000.
Let's drop another 2 or 3 tonight. What do you say?
Love it. Let's start right here with Ronald leading off. First pitch swing, fly ball right. And right into the breadbasket of Lane Thomas. 1 pitch, 1 out. Espino has set down 10 straight. And here's Dansby. He struck out his first time up. Remarkable year for the Braves shortstop. 92 runs batted in. 45 of those RBIs have come with 2 outs. And this game tonight shaping up an awful lot like the one we saw against Espino and the Braves back in Atlanta. And he's got the early lead, 2-0. Braves are looking for their first base runner with 1 out in the 4th inning. There's the first hit. Dansby Swanson breaks the spell, and the tying run comes to the plate. in the form of Austin Riley. How many times, Jeff, have we seen Dansby do that?
Yeah, he went 0 for 5 last night. You don't see him do that too much either. You knew he was going to come back, and there's that slow spinner. Look at that. The only way you hit that is if you're staying up the middle. Otherwise, that's a ground ball to shortstop.
So Swanson went down, combed that to center. He's aboard for Austin Riley. Espino into the stretch for the first time in the game. Riley grounded out in his lone trip to the plate. Line drive, caught it short. Riley a missile. But C.J. Abrams took a step to his right and snared that. Tough luck for Riley. 2 outs.
That ball was smoked.
But Abrams right place at the wrong time as Matt Olson comes up.
See the bottom down there, 113.4 off the bat.
Well, here's where Matt did his home run hitting magic last night. A 2-run homer that dented the foul pole down the right field line. Let's see if he can advance Swanson with 2 outs. This is again where the Braves have been so good all year long. Braves are #1 in the major leagues with 2-out runs. They've scored 314 of them this year. They had 5 of them last night. Even count. A ball and a strike. That's got to weigh on an opposing pitching staff too. You're 1 step away from getting out of the inning, and you know you're also 1 step away from disaster.
Yeah.
Up and away, ball 2. Matt has a lot of room on the left side if he can inside out a ball to third. They play him to pull on the right side. And he took a shot at left. And was just underneath. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Like Bryce Elder for the Braves last night, Espino has been very economical. He's about to make his 49th pitch. And here it is. And a little squibber toward the mound off the pitcher's glove. It trickles down the line. Everybody's safe. There's a break. An infield roller keeps it alive for Michael Harris.
Yeah, there you go. You'll take that knock. That looked like it was going to be dead in the water, out 3, and it went just off his glove. And watch right here, Meneses at first base comes to get it. And so by doing that, kind of knocked it into no man's land.
Well, here's your first opportunity tonight. Michael Harris struck out his first time. Atlanta's first 2 hits here in the 4th inning. And good speed at second base as that one dances inside. J.J. Bleday of the Marlins has just hit a 2-run homer. Miami leads the Mets 4-0. If we can come back and win tonight and the Marlins can beat the Mets, we'll be tied in the divisional race. But still some work to be done here with 2 outs. 1-0 pitch. As we told you, the Braves rookies have been spectacular this year. In fact, the Braves rookies alone this year have more wins above replacement than 3 major league teams this season.
Is that good?
That's real good. And Harris leads all the Braves rookies in WAR at 4.8. Entering tonight's play. And a roller foul off speed pitch. And Harris down to his last strike, 1-2.
Well, you can see right now with Michael, they're being very careful. A lot of off speed down in the zone. And if they do give him that fastball, it's above kind of the letters.
Braves also lead the major leagues in 2-strike, 2-out runs. Harris will try to add to that here with Swanson at second, Olson at first. Paulo Espino ready, and here it is. Swing and a shot hammered to right. Thomas retreats, can't get it over his head. 1 run scores. Olson's getting the green light. He's going to come around. He will score. Harris to third. He's got a triple, and we're tied at 2.
Well, Chip, he just keeps adding to his resume for Rookie of the Year. He goes one too many curveballs, and this one hung up. And he just lined it right over Thomas's head. Thomas kind of froze thinking it was going to be at him, and it kept carrying. And then nice little break, too. It kind of kicked and went to the right to allow Olson to score.
Third triple, a 2-strike, 2-out, 2-run hit. It's been that way all year long. Now we can take the lead with another one. And Contreras takes a strike.
It's the little things, you know, you think about it. If the Nats make that play, the inning's over.
Yep.
And it's still 2-0. Last night, you remember, Meneses dropped that ball at first base. Well, the inning would have been over at 4-0. Instead, the Braves broke it wide open.
And so, like last night, partner, the Braves had trouble making contact against Corey Abbott for the first 3 innings. But second time through, better approach,
yeah,
better results.
Changed.
And we tied the game 2 apiece. That just missed. One ball, 2 strikes for the Atlanta catcher, William Contreras. Good rip at that one, foul back. You know, Barrera's got to be on his toes, if you will, with Harris's blazing speed. Anything in the dirt that gets away, Michael could streak home and break the tie.
Yeah, you can look for Michael here, especially with 2 outs, 2 strikes. He's going to be getting a sizable lead.
Good take, 2-2. How big was Muller getting out of second and third, 2 outs without another run? He's got a tie game and a 2-2 pitch for his battery mate coming up here in the 4th. Eddie Rosario 1 pitch away from coming to the plate as Contreras awaits a 3-2 pitch. The right-hander ready, and here it comes. Swing, high fly ball, deep left field. Back goes Call to the warning track, and at the wall, just enough room. Contreras just missed, but the Braves, with 2 outs, do their magic again. Swanson scores, Olson scores on a Michael Harris 2-run triple. New life for Atlanta. It's 2-2 in the 4th.
Brought to you by your local Ford dealer. Delta Airlines. Keep climbing. And by Truist. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
This Braves offense is relentless. 2 strikes, 2 outs, no trouble. Michael Harris with a 2-strike, 2-out triple scores the game-tying runs for the Braves as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Fans Braves A-List memberships are on sale for next year. A-List members get a variety of perks, including your chance to have up to 3 ticket partners with whom to share your membership, making it easier to split tickets between friends, family, and within your business. For more information on membership options for both full season and partial season commitments, go to braves.com/A-List. What an inning for Atlanta to get it tied. Now, let's see if Kyle Muller, Jeff, can have a shutdown frame. He has the 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming up, starting with Cesar Hernandez.
Yeah, after your offense gives you 2 like that, what you'd love is a nice, quick shutdown inning, get back and turn that lineup over.
Hernandez hit that short hop rocket to Riley at third and was retired. So he is 0 for 1 in the game. As we told you, Muller, one of 11 Braves to start a game this year. And that fouled at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And I love what you had to say last night. If anybody in Braves country had Bryce Elder as the man throwing the first shutout, or excuse me, first complete game for the Braves.
Yeah.
Give us the lottery numbers.
Congratulations.
Yes. 1-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Good start to the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kyle. He has struck out 4 tonight.
Well, when you get ahead like that, too, you can widen the strike zone on these hitters, and this is exactly what happened. Close pitch, running off the plate, you got to go for it.
I mean, that's such a great point. It's not easy to do, otherwise anyone could.
Oh, yeah.
But you're right. The difference between 0-1 and 1-0 as a hitter is profound, isn't it?
And 2-1 to 1-2. Those are the kind of, like you said, the first 3 pitches.
Ildemaro Vargas lined out to second. That was a missile right back up the middle, but Orlando Arcia was in the right place at the right time. So Vargas is 0 for 1 as well. Line drive into center field on a 2-0 pitch.
The kid squares everything.
And almost took too wide a turn from
Yeah,
first. And he's aboard for Robles, who homered on a changeup, I believe you said, his first time up.
Lines it right back up the middle. Nice piece of hit. Yeah, it's a perfect example. Like you said, Robles threw a changeup. It came back over the plate. I'd love to see that fastball to get ahead. Then you can kind of go to work if you want.
Good pitch over the inside corner. 0-1 your count. The Marlins have chased Carlos Carrasco in New York. 4-0 Miami after 3 innings. We face the Mets Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Truist Park. We've been saying it for 3 months. Those 3 games
would mean something.
Would mean something, and they will. Up and away, even count for Robles, a ball and a strike. He's got a lot of mileage out of that high fastball. The 1-2 pitch is popped down the first base line. Foul. It's 1-2. I apologize if I coughed a moment ago. I hit the always important cough button, but I think it malfunctioned on this chilly night.
I didn't hear anything.
Good luck with that. 1 ball, 2 strikes in a 2-2 game. The pitch. He's outside, 2-2. A no drama 4th would be nice. See if Kyle can get his man here. He will. Popped up. Wind might play with this one a bit. This is a sky high pop up. And Arcia is there at the last moment. That took a right turn, but he held on for the second out.
Well, see, that was the first fly ball tonight. It's got as high as that we are up here, so they're feeling that ball felt the wind when it got up here. Hey, you can actually see the flags out there in left field now. They're whipping.
Yeah, Orlando saying, "Ooh, that was not an easy play."
No. You get a ball to the outfield, someone's got to make sure they're backing up. I can tell you that.
Barrera struck out his first time up. And a nice stop. 1 ball, no strikes. Keibert Ruiz is the #1 catcher here. Part of the big haul they got in the Scherzer and Trey Turner deal. He got hurt and is lost for the season. So Riley Adams and Barrera going the distance behind the plate the rest of the way for Davey Martinez, who celebrated a birthday yesterday. Dave Martinez, a former Brave, current manager of the Nationals, overseeing this rebuild at Nationals Park. In the air, foul ground. Matt Olson is gonna make the play, and Kyle Muller keeps momentum in the Braves dugout. Rosario, Ozuna, and Arcia are coming up. We're tied 2 apiece. Braves fans, make sure you vote for Tyler Matzik for the 2022 Roberto Clemente Award presented by Capital One, which recognizes players who best represent the game through positive contributions on and off the field. Tyler's done great work supporting mental health awareness. Vote today at MLB.com/Clemente21. We got 2 in the 4th. Let's get 2 here in the 5th inning. Bottom part of the order is coming up for the Braves. It starts with Eddie Rosario.
Man, what you got there, too, was a great bounce-back inning for Kyle Muller to keep it right at 2-2, and now you got the momentum right here. See if you can get a couple on and then flip that order.
Eddie popped out his first time. Ozuna and Arcia will follow, and the first pitch is in for a strike from Paulo Espino. Say it all the time, baseball's a game of inches. If he handles a little ground ball hit by Olson, the Braves' 4th inning ends. Harris doesn't come up, and the inning is over.
It's amazing how that happens, though. Same thing last night. Remember that one little drop ball at first base, and next thing you know, the Braves strike for 4 more runs and really just put the game away.
Two strikes for Eddie. On the ground, into the shift, though. And from the cut of the outfield grass, Rosario's retired. He's 0 for 2. And that's the first 5th inning out. Vargas, the man that made the play. That's 5-3 with a line under it if you're scoring at home with us. And here is Marcell Ozuna. I know a lot of Braves fans are watching our game down in the Sunshine State, including Mike Dunn, who does such a great job running the Northport facility. With the hurricane bearing down on Florida, all of our thoughts and prayers with our friends who follow us down in Northport during spring training. We'll be thinking of you in the days ahead. And stay safe. We can't do it without you guys, and Mike in particular and his whole staff.
Yeah, one of the best in the business.
Be well, our friend. That's a swinging bunt. Barrera will pounce on that and throws out Ozuna quickly. 2 out. So Arcia, your batter, he struck out his first time up before he picks up his first hit. We step aside for a word from Marietta Toyota.
There is an explorer in all of us. That's why you should go with the one name trusted to make the most out of every second you spend on the water.
Orlando backs off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Part of the thought process for a manager when he fills out his lineup card is not just lefty-lefty or lefty versus righty. It's how a guy faces a pitcher, and sometimes more importantly, how he hits in a ballpark. Orlando Arcia has the highest batting average of any Brave in Nationals Park. And there's a drive deep toward left field, near that corner, near that wall, and gone! He does it again! That is Arcia's 7th home run in 13 career games at Nationals Park, and that breaks a 2-2 tie.
Good call. Right on it. Had the home run to right center last night. And then now here again, you get a nice hitter's count, 2-0. Flips a hanger in there, and Arcia, even though it was kind of off the end of the bat a little bit, hit it to the one part down there, right down the line. Braves take the lead.
And that groan you hear is coming all the way from New York.
Oh, yeah.
Where the Mets are losing 4-0. Atlanta's come back with the last 3 runs in the game. It's 3-2. And as Jeff suggested, get a hit or two and turn things over to the top of your order. Orlando Arcia, all smiles, his 9th home run. Swing and a drive by Ronald. A line drive, and we go back to back. That was a screaming Mimi to left.
That was like a 2-iron right there. I mean, that thing was above the zone. Look at it. It was just, you talk about backspin.
That is the 11th time this year that the Braves have hit back-to-back homers. And now we've got a 2-run lead. Vargas gets rid of it quickly. Bad throw. But Meneses holds the bag. Again, Atlanta, 2 more 2-out runs. Arcia homers, Acuna homers, and the Braves now lead game 2. That dynamic duo has given the Braves a 2-run lead. Orlando Arcia has homered in 5 straight games in this ballpark with an at-bat, and Ronald Acuna Jr. scores the 4th Atlanta run. So Kyle Muller has his first lead. It's 4-2. He's got the top of the order coming up. Shutdown inning for him in the 4th. Like another one here in the 5th.
I remember talked about just get through 5. If you go back to Marlins Park, same thing last time out for him in the big leagues. 5 innings pitched, gave up 2 runs and got a win.
Thomas, Abrams, and Meneses are the Nationals hitters. Thomas 1 for 2 tonight. Didn't chase that. It's 1-2 for Thomas, who came over from the Cardinals when the Nationals traded John Lester to St. Louis. Missed a spot, and it's an even count. Dansby, deep short, long throw, fast runner, skips it and not in time. That was his best chance. Great play by Swanson to make it that close, but it's an infield hit.
Man, thought he might have had him. And Dansby did a heck of a job just to kind of get this. They're going to take a look at it.
See from this angle. Ooh, I think the Braves are going to challenge this.
Atlanta is challenging the safe call at first.
That's Tom Hallion, the crew chief. The Braves will challenge the safe call at first. Is there enough evidence to overturn? I mean, it was
bang, bang. Let's see. This is going to be your best angle. He's out.
The call is overturned. The runner is out.
Great play by
And Atlanta
Swanson.
retains
The
their
call is
challenge.
overturned. Lane Thomas out by a 16th of a step.
You know, when you can just see the feel of when he reached out compared to when he looked at the base, I thought it was a quick, safe call. You can see Kyle, yeah. That was when he saw the replay before they called it. Big out.
So the leadoff man retired in the 5th inning. Here's C.J. Abrams, and he takes a strike. Atlanta 4, Washington 2. Abrams scored the first run in the 1st inning. CJ's an Atlanta kid. We'll see him a lot as the Braves and Nats are Eastern rivals. Had a chance to meet CJ and his dad when the Braves played the Padres earlier this year. Terrific kid. His dad was awfully nice too. And we'll wish him all the luck in the world after we leave town. Right? That's how it usually works. The 1-2 pitch. Up the middle. Dansby cuts in front of the second baseman and another strike. Swanson is all over this infield. 2 great plays and 2 are out.
Man, that's tough too. He's got great speed. And Dansby pretty much had to get this ball and get rid of it right away. Watch this, he had to go to the other side of the bag. Boom. If he even pauses for half a second, he beats it.
Again, that internal game clock.
Oh, yeah.
That all the terrific infielders have. And so Swanson cuts in front of Arcia, used momentum as a big weapon to get a fast runner. And now Joey Meneses, the final 5th inning hope for the Nationals. And Muller, all of a sudden, Jeff, is finding his groove. Nothing in 2. No swing. Pete Alonso has just hit a 3-run homer for the Mets. They trail though 4-3 against the Marlins.
I guarantee you they looked up on that scoreboard and saw 2-0. Nats got excited. Then that Braves turned it around with 4 runs in about the span of 15 minutes.
Boy, Alonso's having a great year. The pitch bounces up there. I think he set the Mets record for RBIs in a single season. And we will see him beginning Friday night in Atlanta. Colin McHugh getting ready. As Jeff suggested, get Muller through 5, hopefully with the lead, and then let the bullpen, arrested bullpen, go to work. Needs one more strike. Still does. Full count. Base is empty, 2 outs.
I like it here, 4-2 lead. You don't want to give anybody a free pass here. I'm guessing they have Jesse Chavez, I think, warmed up. Vogt behind him is 2 for 2 with 2 doubles. Sorry, it's Colin McHugh who's up down there. My bad.
But your point well taken. You don't want Voigt coming up representing the tying run.
No, that's why that's why I think he's fully ready down there, especially with the offense giving you back the 4-2 lead.
Pitch 86. And that one all the way to the backstop. Non-competitive pitch, way up and away. Contreras couldn't handle that. And it's a 2-out walk. Was it a strike?
Kind of top of the zone, and could be one of those that they were maybe going to call, but because the ball wasn't caught.
He missed his spot, that's for sure. And Brian Snitker wanted to get the baseball from Muller, but it was all the way at the backstop. He had to get the ball from the catcher, Contreras, who got handed a new piece of horsehide from Hunter Wendelstedt. 4 2/3 for Kyle. Runner aboard with 2 outs in the 5th inning.
Braves bottom 5. Well, there's a lot of Braves fans, and they are restless. Brian Snitker has had a lot to smile about lately. The White House visit, Bryce Elder throwing a shutout last night. But the question I asked him that got him the most excited was about what that meant for the bullpen. And he said what Bryce Elder did just didn't give us a win. It wasn't just a shutout, but it allowed that bullpen to get some rest at a very crucial time in September where arms are tired. That is going to help us for the next week and even more. Great job by Elder last night. Snitker loved it.
Yeah, and Birdie, what that does too, and you know this, all of a sudden now with an off day Thursday, next 2 games, you can really let the bullpen go. You can do these situations where you go inning by inning, and if you have to bring a guy in.
Voigt swings the first one, drives it to right. Acuna back to the warning track, and he's got enough room. And that ends the Nationals' 5th. We head to the 6th inning. Atlanta leads game 2 by 2.
Welcome back to Washington. Braves up 4-2, top 6. Travis d'Arnaud is resting up. He gets 2 days rest because Contreras has been so good defensively behind the plate this year and has worked with Kyle Muller a lot in the past. And he said, hey, you know what? Contreras has done so well defensively. I'm going to let him continue that pattern of working with Kyle Muller. And this is what I love the most about it. Brian Snitker sat down with Travis d'Arnaud and just talked about it and said, hey, how about 2 days off in September? Get your legs back under you, get some hits in the cage, and rest up. Very important series with the Mets. Travis said, I'm all for it. Brian Snitker loves this team and is a great communicator. And guys, we're up 4-2.
And hope to add to that against Jordan Weems, who follows Paulo Espino, Paul, who went 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, including the back-to-back homers with 2 outs in the 5th inning. In fact, all 4 runs for the Braves have come with 2 outs yet again. That's 9 2-out runs. 9 of the 12 they've scored so far against the Nationals in this series. So Austin Riley 0 for 2. He has grounded out and hit that missile to short that Abrams snared in the 4th inning. And this one hit high in the air to right at Lane Thomas, and 1 pitch, 1 out, retires the Braves' 3rd baseman. Matt Olson the batter, an infield hit. That led to the Harris triple and the Atlanta 2-run 4th inning tying rally. Marlins are in the Mets bullpen in the 4th inning. They play in the 5th. Miami 4, New York 3. Here it's 4-2 Braves. And there's a fastball for a strike. This kid's got a good arm. As you see, the defensive alignment for the Braves first baseman Weems gets ahead with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
Well, Dave Martinez was trying to get Espino through 5 innings, and he was 4 2/3 from getting him at a 2-2 ball game. But Arcia and Acuna kind of ruined the plans on that one.
Olsen drives this one to center. Robles broke in. Now going back. Still going, but slows as the wind has hold of that. And 2 flyouts brings up Michael Harris. Tonight's Game Nugget brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
Surprisingly, only Jeff McNeil and Freddie Freeman have a higher average in the second half than Money Mike. That's what I love. He's hitting .432 with runners in scoring position in the second half.
That's why you call him Money Mike, right?
Oh, came through again tonight with that big 2-run triple in the 4th inning. Kind of what the Braves did last night. First time through the lineup, didn't do much, and all of a sudden, boom.
Well, Michael took a cut trying to hit that 20th home run. Last 20-20 man for the Braves. Well, you don't have to have a long memory for that. Ozzie Albies was a 30-20 man last season for the Braves. I have a feeling you might see something like that in the future for Michael Harris. Two balls and a strike. 2 outs. And out of play foul. Mentioned this last night with Michael. But we don't know who's going to win the Rookie of the Year. Unfortunately for Spencer Strider, he's on the injured list the rest of the way in regular season play. So accepting him, you look at the rest of the National League and the rookies. Well, Harris is at the top of virtually every statistical category.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's not the Rookie of the Year, as my grandfather once said, there ought to be an investigation.
I think this year, him and Julio Rodriguez, to me, it's kind of clear cut, to be honest with you.
3-2 pitch. He is popped out of play foul. Well, that says a lot, too, doesn't it, Jeff, about the state of the game and these young players? Great young stars, great young talent. Their teams see enough in them to lock them up, keep them with their organizations where they can build fan bases and begin what they hope and everybody hopes will be paths to Cooperstown.
Well, and a lot of these guys, you know what, it gives you some financial stability where you can relax and go play. And look, it gives a team, you know, knowing, hey, we got this guy in for next 8 years to roam center field.
And make no mistake about it, we talk all the time about Michael's offensive heroics, and that's certainly worth mentioning. The Braves outfield was really in a state of flux with Ronald waiting to come back from his knee. It was a problem. Let's be honest. But once he got here, all those pop-ups that were falling in became outs, and Atlanta took off. Shot toward third. Vargas stays down and has to throw quickly and almost too late. Ewise says check this one. Well, you love that. Harris hits a ball at the third baseman, flies down the line, is rung up on a bang play. Let's see if Atlanta looks at this. They're going to.
Well, he took a lot of time. I can tell you that. He's safe.
Beat it.
Wow.
That was a sharply hit ball, Jeff, and he still beat it.
He got up, if you think about this, and that's where you talk about the time clock. You got a guy like that running, you got to get rid of the ball.
Atlanta is challenging the out call at first base.
So we'll challenge again. One went Atlanta's way defensively. Let's see if this one goes Snit's way offensively. We think it will.
I would think so. That picture, you talk about clear cut, what you just said. His foot was just on the front part of that bag, and the ball wasn't in the glove.
Braves fans say he's safe. Let's see if New York says the same.
Well, the Nats
After
player.
review, the call is overturned. The runner is safe, and Atlanta retains their challenge.
Tell you what, I love that.
Tom Hallion's one of the best. Give us some personality, Tom.
Well, if a call's overturned and the guy's out, I want to see him do his strike 3 call.
Well, it's cold tonight. He'll blow out his back if he does
Yeah.
that. That's the worst part about him being at third base. We don't get to see the strike 3 call. One of the great ones in all of baseball.
Well, look, how great is that? And I say this only because sometimes it seems rare. A guy busting out of the box on what looked to be a routine ground out. He takes nothing for granted.
No. And how many times do you see the Braves do that? We saw it that other inning, get a break, and then Matt Olson was able to beat that one out to first when it kicked away. Michael Harris drove in too. Same deal here.
So Harris with 120 hits this year. 2 of them have come tonight. And then let's see if he gets frisky on the base paths. Here we go again with 2 outs.
You know what's amazing too, Chip, is when he hit that, he kind of paused for a second. That's how fast he got going.
If you run hard, something good might happen.
Well, that's the thing. He hits for power, but yet he's so fast like that. And, you always listen, we talked about Ralph Garr that time. He always told me speed don't slump. And that's a great thing for Michael. 30.7 sprint speed, which is a lot faster than you and I, Chip.
No balls and a strike. That one up the middle, and at second, long throw, another close play, and that's safe. Cesar Hernandez straightened up and threw a strike, but the long throw gave Contreras another step, and the Braves have 2 more 2-out hits and a 6th inning threat.
Well, look right here. To me, if he would have jumped and thrown it, he had a better chance. But when he stopped Contreras again, runs well for a catcher. I'll tell you this, though, Chad Whitson over at first base has got to be thinking, what the heck did I deserve for all these bang plays all night? That's 4 now.
Just wait, he'll be the home plate umpire. He'll get second guessed all night in Game 3. So again, with 2 outs, the Braves have 2 aboard, and Eddie Rosario, the batter, he hit the ball hard into a shift. His last time up. Chance to drop the hammer here. And out of play foul. It's 0-1. Two in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, and a 2-out threat here in the 6th.
Gap one here, you can really break this thing open.
Listen to all the Braves fans.
I think we heard that Eddie chant a few times last year versus the Dodgers. What do you think?
And hopefully again this October.
Still one of the more amazing performances I remember seeing in a long time. Don't get me wrong, Soler had a great World Series and won that MVP, but Eddie during that NLCS was unreal.
Again, the 0-2 from Weems. Cue shot off the plate, foul. Well, he got hot late last year, did Mr. Rosario. Remember, hit for the cycle in San Francisco on 5 pitches and carried that on into postseason play for the Braves. He's been on a nice run of late. The 0-2 pitch. Swing, fly ball center. Robles on his horse. Back to the infield. Over his head. That ball's off the wall. 2 runs are going to score. Eddie Rosario with a double. And Atlanta extends the lead at 6-2. More 2-out thunder from the Braves.
Well, there's a perfect example. Vargas gets rid of that ball right away at third base. Inning's over. The Nats are up to bat. He doesn't. 2 infield singles, an 0-2 pitch, and he drives it off the center field wall. This team, 2 outs. It's amazing.
And with 2 strikes and 2 outs.
Keep coming at you.
So Atlanta leads it 6-2. 3 straight 2-out hits. Braves country has taken over Nationals Park here in Game 2. And good news in New York. The Marlins have just scored 2 runs. They lead 6-3 with 1 out in the 5th inning and continue to threaten in their first game of 2. Atlanta taking care of its business tonight. They trailed 2-0. They've scored the last 6 runs, 2 in the 4th, 5th, and here in the 6th. Pop fly over the Nationals dugout foul. It's still 0-2.
Mel, I always said some of the best teams in baseball. You look at the Dodgers, you look at the Astros, the Yankees as of late. The Braves, there's so much power in the lineup. They can score and score and score and keep coming at you, and eventually they can wear down a team where it's over. It's why they're so dangerous. It's why they can make late, deep runs in the postseason.
A swing and a miss will end the inning, but 6 come to the plate. 3 hits, 2 runs, all with 2 outs, and the Braves now enjoy a 4-run lead. Double extends the Braves' lead in this Eastern Division matchup tonight. That's the subject, Jeff, of our Racetrack Fueling Up feature.
Well, the Braves pitchers are holding the East opponents to a 203 average in that span, and they've outscored their opponents 112-57 since August 12th.
Look, right now the Mets have a slightly better record within the division than the Braves, but if you look at what Atlanta's done since mid-August, Atlanta's actually played better against the East than New York, which has been instrumental in pulling the Braves to within a game of the front-running Mets.
Well, and you always say after you get 162 games, to really kind of see where you're at. Look, the first 5 weeks Braves weren't very good. They would tell you that. But since then, I'm telling you what, they have poured it on. I always go to look for a full season. I love looking at run differential because you know what, there's 3 or 4 games a year you're going to get boat raced and you're going to boat race a few teams, but what can you do night in and night out? And the Braves run differential, I think, is 3rd or 4th in all of baseball.
Atlanta entered play tonight with a plus 187 run differential.
Yep. I think the Dodgers are first. And then maybe the Astros, Yankees, and Braves all kind of bunched in there together.
So Colin McHugh versus Alex Call in the Nationals' 6th inning. McHugh will hopefully have an easy inning and keep this lead at 4 in Game 2. Got to sit next to Colin in the East Room at the White House when the Braves were honored by President Biden. Had a great chat with him. He wasn't on the team last year, but wouldn't have missed his teammates' celebration for the world. And who knows, maybe Colin McHugh will be one of the men standing on the risers next season if the Braves can win a back-to-back championship. Something that hasn't happened in our game in over 2 decades.
The Yankees in 99 and 2000.
Two balls, 2 strikes for Alex Call, and he fouls another one off. And out of play. McHugh out of Berry College, first big leaguer out of that fine university. So how did you choose Berry? He said, well, they offered me an academic and athletic scholarship.
Wow.
And I said, well, what did you want to study? He said, something really exciting, international banking. I said, what? Swing and a miss. He takes care of Call. But as he started pitching, he went to the Cape League and started facing guys like Gordon Beckham and Had a scout there, saw him, and when he came back to Berry College, started pitching with 10, 20 scouts, and all of a sudden the light went on. Hey, maybe I've got a future.
Yeah.
In the pros, and here he is.
I missed those academic scholarships. Never got the call.
Katie tells us you missed a lot of them. Swing and a miss for Cesar Hernandez. 0-1. Couldn't resist.
Yeah, I did get accepted into Notre Dame. I always have that.
Did you?
Yeah. But the person at the admissions office told me if I didn't play football, I would have had to get about 500 higher on my SAT. It's like, thank you. Appreciate it.
I'll move along.
Sign the papers.
1 ball, 1 strike for Cesar Hernandez. It's 6-2, Atlanta the lead. I couldn't see you as a Golden Domer. I just can't.
No.
Oh, you had such a great career at Parkview. The orange just suits you.
I will tell you, I went up there for a football game. It's a really neat place, though.
The line and the 2-2 pitch is caught on and missed. And Cesar Hernandez, strikeout victim number 2 as we step aside for a word from Marietta Toyota.
In Marietta, businesses come and go, and some remain and grow. Visit us at MariettaToyota.com to learn why it's always better in Marietta.
Ildemaro Vargas has a single in 2 trips. He's also lined out to second. As Jeff said, this guy's put the barrel of the bat on the ball the entire series. He's no kid either. Vargas is 30 years old. Nationals not his first organization, but again, getting a chance to play every day here. No balls and a strike. And out of play. Braves want to hammer the Nationals the rest of this game and again tomorrow. After we play the Mets, we hope the Nationals turn into the 27 Yankees. They've got New York for the final 3 games.
Yeah, time to get hot after that, right?
Yep.
You hope the Marlins get all their hits out this next 2 games against the Mets.
Popped up. And that should be no trouble for Riley or Swanson. Dansby says he's got it at the cut of the grass, and Colin McHugh has faced 4 hitters and he's retired them all. All smiles for the Braves in game 2. We head to the 7th. Score as the Braves and Nationals play in game 2. Jeff, it's also time for the best coverage in the game. Here's our T-Mobile coverage cam. 11th time this year the Braves have gone back-to-back in the home run column. Arcia and Acuna turned the trick. That made it 4-2, and we haven't looked back. And on this windy night, partner, they were not cheapies.
No, they're StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. Arcia got a breaking ball off the end, and then, of course, Ronald hit that 2-iron. 396 right down the left field line. Ball was absolutely crushed.
So Atlanta will see a 3rd Nationals pitcher now. Mason Thompson will take over in the 7th inning. Weems went an inning, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, and he struck out a batter. We saw Thompson pitch the 8th inning last night, gave up a hit and a walk. That frame was the 8th. He's here an inning earlier tonight. Orlando Arcia has homered in 5 consecutive games in this ballpark in which he has had an at-bat. That's amazing. As is his work overall here at Nationals Park. We talked about that moments before he hit his 9th homer. And this one hit sharply to short, but Abrams has it. And a perfect throw for out number 1.
There's just certain places you go to, Chip, and you just feel at home. And I mean, he sees the ball here. You know, you can tell that home run last night, opposite field, right center over to Geico. Today gets the ball out front, down to left field. It just, and it's a, you know, it's a reason he's in this ball game probably these nights. You see the numbers at a park, and you know what? They don't lie. Not when there's that much behind it.
Ronald has a home run tonight. He's hit 14 of them now on the season. 2 have come against the Nationals. When it's hot here, I would assume this is a really good place to hit.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a good hitter's background too. You know, out with the green and center field there. So
on the ground foul, it's quickly 0-2. Atlanta just has dominated the Nationals again this year. They're on their way to their 14th win in 18 games. And they're on their way to an 8-1 record in this ballpark this year. And another missile hit by Acuna. No doubt about it. A 2-homer game. Maybe the rest in Philadelphia has done him some good. 2 absolute rockets in back-to-back trips to the plate tonight.
I don't think he likes starting the series off 0 for 7. What would you say?
Wow.
I mean, those have been 2 missiles, 895 up in the zone. That's a good thing too. He's getting to the ball up in the zone now. Those are 2 balls kind of let her high. 2 no-doubters.
So it's 7-2 Atlanta the lead. The Braves have hit 3 homers in the game. And that's how this team is built. When they hit homers, look out. Atlanta, when they hit 2 or more homers, the club 44 games over 500. The man that got the offense started, who broke the spell, was Dansby Swanson. The first 10 hitters were retired in order by Paulo Espino. Dansby with a 4th inning single kept it alive, and the Braves got 2 thanks to the Harris double to tie the game at 2 apiece. So 9 hits for the Braves in their last 4 innings offensively. That's another thing that's scary about this team. When they get rolling, they are awfully tough to stop. 2-2.
It's 2 good, big time 2-seamers there from Thompson.
On the ground to third. Vargas has this one. Crow hops and a high throw, but Meneses holds the bag. And 2 are out for Austin Riley, who before he bats will enjoy a quick word from Delta.
Delta, proud to be the official airline of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves.
Austin looking for his first hit of the game. Atlanta has 9 in total so far, and that's just a touch low. Ball 1. Game 3 here tomorrow night. Josiah Gray and Jake Odorizzi will tee it up. Our coverage begins at 6:30. First pitch at 7:05. And on the ground, another chance for Vargas. And another high throw, but that retires the side, and that will send us to the stretch. It's presented by Georgia Natural Gas. Trevor and Nick are standing by. Fellas, more 2-out magic, and man, it's been fun in game 2. Are a game behind the Mets, who are losing 6-3 at home to the Marlins. If the Braves win this game, we'll have a flat-footed tie with 7 games remaining in the regular season schedule. So with that in mind, let's compare the Braves and Mets since mid-August. That team comparison, Jeff, is brought to you by Landmark.
Yeah, the Braves have gained 2.5 games on the Mets since the last meeting. Braves starters have a 3.17. Mets, of course, done nice too at 3.7. But the Braves bullpen really, to me, has been the difference, a 2.35 to a 3.49 for the Mets. And if you can flip it today and get back to even, then you know what? The Braves, they control their own destiny.
And would have the advantage of playing 3 at home.
Yep.
Against New York. A.J. Minter is the next Atlanta pitcher. He'll work the home 7th versus Victor Robles. Boy, good job by Colin McHugh, and that's nothing new. The Braves bullpen in September, partner, is pitching to a 1.78 ERA.
Yeah.
You talk about a huge stat. That is at the top of the list, especially the way bullpens are used in the postseason. And I think if you look at the Braves and Mets fairly coming down the stretch, that's an area the Braves might have an advantage over New York. Edwin Diaz notwithstanding.
It's getting the ball
Correct.
to him. Absolutely.
So McHugh an inning and a third of perfect relief with 2 strikeouts. And now Minter, who's rested and ready, misfires high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. He made an excellent point. The job Bryce Elder did last night gets the Braves bullpen caught up. They are rested and fully loaded tonight, tomorrow, with an off day Thursday. They'll be in good shape, you figure, for New York on Friday. As that one is tipped and caught. Robles slaps Contreras on the helmet, saying, "Why'd you catch that?" Because it was right on by. Pretty pitch, 1 out. Watch the reaction. Tried to knock it right out of his glove.
That's just kind of where they're at right now.
So 3 of the last 4 Nationals hitters have struck out. Here's Tres Barrera, who's 0 for 2. On the ground, right to Dansby. Got a friendly hop, catcher running, plenty of time, and that's the 2nd out. Back to the top of the order we go. Lane Thomas, your hitter. First a word from Zaxby's.
Try Zaxby's Chicken Finger Plate with Tongue Torch, Zax Sauce, or any of our sauces.
Lane Thomas is 1 for 3. One of the best defensive plays you'll see in a long time was made by Dansby Swanson to get Thomas, who was originally called safe. The Braves challenged the call and it was overturned. Raisel Iglesias is getting ready for the 8th inning, you presume, for the Braves, who enjoy a 5-run lead. Perfect pitch evens the count. Just a bit too high. Oh, got the call. Thank you very much. 2-2. Martin Wendelstedt has had a good night behind the plate, by the way. That time, the reach didn't cost Minter. That's what I think Lane Thomas was complaining about. So So A.J. ready with a 2-2 pitch. And he struck out his man. 2 strikeouts for A.J. Minter. A perfect 7th sends us to the 8th with a 5-run lead. Matt Olson, Michael Harris, and William Contreras are coming up for Atlanta. The Braves lead it by a 7-2 score. Fans, a limited amount of suites and hospitality areas are now available for you for potential playoff games this year at Truist Park. Spaces can accommodate up to 20 to 150 people, and they're available, but they're going fast. Go to Braves.com/hospitality to request more info on securing your space for your group this postseason. And we know Truist Park, Jeff, is going to be rocking this Friday and potentially a Friday hence for a potential wild card game, or a few days after that if the Braves win the division and get a few days off.
I was going to say, let's do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then not play till the following Tuesday. How's
like
that?
It. That would be the best plan, as Matt Olson will lead off. Erasmo Ramirez is on for the Nationals. He's the 4th pitcher. Every single Nat who's pitched has given up at least 1 run tonight. Braves have hit 3 home runs. They have 7 runs on 9 hits. Matt Olson, an infield hit, kept the 4th inning alive ahead of Michael Harris's triple. And he unloads to left field. That's well hit. At the track, at the wall. The wind knocks that one down.
Thought that had a chance.
But an excellent sign for Olson, Jeff. He's starting to get the line-to-line power back for the Braves.
Yeah, his bats have been so much better. And especially here the last 2 days in Washington.
A 2-hit game for Michael Harris. He's driven home 2 and scored 1. He'll take a 4-game hitting streak into Game 3 action tomorrow night.
All started with a ground ball to third base that he beat out. And that was the thing, you know, 4-2 game right now. I guarantee you it's a little tighter right now. The Nats, you know, playing with a little more pep in their step. When the Braves put those 3 runs together after that, kind of turned out the lights.
Those fans who are my age or maybe a little older, that was one of the most famous songs in television history. Monday Night Football, when Don Meredith, former quarterback, used to sing "Turn Out the Lights, the Party's Over." There's a strike. I was kind of hoping you'd break into song here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
Into the shift. And another wide throw. Meneses can't hang on. That was a casual throw from Abrams, and that costs the Nationals defense. Harris aboard for the 3rd time on an E6.
Just kind of lollygags it, and it had some cut to it. See how that thing just, I mean, that was a 2-seamer, just took off on him. And look, this is what, you know, Dave Martinez will tell you, look, we're not as talented as the Braves. He knows that. What he will not stand for is when you start getting lackadaisical, you start making some of the mistakes that they've made tonight. Especially when you can't do that against a Braves team like this. And that's what he'll say. You know, look, he understands the game. He knows that his team, you know, doesn't have the firepower this Braves lineup does, but doesn't mean you play any less intense.
And sure enough, the next man gets a hit. So 2 are on, 1 is out. Yeah, the old saw is physical errors happen. That's the nature of the game. It's a really difficult game to play. It's the mental ones that make you scratch your head. And now that E6 opens the door for Eddie Rosario, who's got 2 RBIs tonight. And this pro Braves crowd in Washington starts to chant Eddie's name again scorched one over Robles' head in center. Robles plays very shallowly. And even on this windy night, that ball found another gear and rolled up against the center field fence for RBIs 21 and 22. Since 1969, the Braves have won 14 games against a single opponent 9 separate times, including last year over Washington. If they win tonight, they'll go to 14-4 with 1 to play. As Jeff mentioned, Atlanta's gotten hot when the games have mattered most. They've won 18 of their last 22 divisional games and are knocking at the door of a first-place tie. They'll get the force and they'll get the double play. So Rosario rolls out. That sends us to the bottom of the 8th inning. Atlanta by 5 runs here in game 2. Let's see if the Braves challenge this one at first.
Yeah, they're going to.
Well, why not? They're 2 for 2 and getting them right.
Yeah, why not?
And Tom Hallion will make the announcement. Atlanta will challenge the out call at first. Safer out. You make the call.
Looked kind of
Atlanta
safe to me, didn't it?
is challenging the out call at first.
Might have beaten that one too.
I think so. I think that foot hit the bag before that ball was in the glove. Another bang bang play at first base.
So it looks like they'll get Contreras at second for sure
Yeah.
on the force. And Rosario will be at first, Harris to third. 2 outs will be in the inning, and Ozuna will come up trying to add to a 7-2 lead. Come on, Tom, spice it up for us.
After review, the call is overturned. The runner is safe. Atlanta retains their challenge.
I can't remember a game where a team is 3 for 3 in challenges.
Especially with the Braves' luck on this every play.
Yeah,
all right?
right.
We need to save a few of these for. But he did a good hustle. It's another example, though. Look at that. The fans love it. 3 for 3. They know, but. Look, 7-2 ball game. It would have been easy just to roll over and say, you know what? Let's go to the next inning. Instead, you hustle it out and you give your next guy a chance to do some damage.
Don't take anything for granted. Rosario didn't. And they're at the corners for Ozuna, who's looking for his first hit. In the dirt. Braves now with 10 hits. Last 7 games, Marcel's done good work, hitting over 300. Last 17 games for Ozuna, hitting over 300 with 11 RBIs. The Nationals give him the entire right side of the infield. We know Ozuna, when he's right, can fill that gap. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Surely they don't want to face Arcia with the bases loaded, do they? They're 1 pitch away from having that happen. It's a 3-0 count. Three and two. Rosario will take off with the payoff pitch. There he goes. And skied foul.
Good job fouling that one off. Live to see another pitch.
Another 3-2. Here it is. And chopped foul. Ozuna has had a 22 home run year. He's knocked in 53 men. He's hit 5 homers against the Nationals. Another pop. This one foul ground. That one near the netting, and it bounces into the stands. Marcel's not going quietly.
I was gonna say, he is hanging tough.
Just like the Braves team all night. 2 strikes, 2 outs. That's when Atlanta's done its best work. And Ozuna will see a 10th pitch. Harris at third. Rosario at first. They go to the 7th inning stretch in New York. Miami still leads the Mets 6-3 in game 1 of a 2-game series. The Braves lead 7-2, 2 outs in the 8th. That way, Marcel, hang tough.
Fight him.
Five foul balls out of the 10 he's seen from Erasmo Ramirez.
Keep fouling him off like that. Chances are he's going to make a mistake at some point.
That one gets away. That's going to score a run. Ozuna takes ball 4, and on a wild pitch, Harris scores the 8th Atlanta run.
Can you remember the last time a ball went that far away from the catcher? I mean, that thing shot down the first baseline. Watch this. Right off the knee pad. It's a mix. That was a cross up there. Because the way he went down to catch it, he thought it was like a breaking ball.
So no RBI on the wild pitch. Atlanta scores its 8th run. Terrific at bat by Ozuna. And now Arcia hits with 2 on and 2 out. Well, right now, the way the Braves are playing, any opponent mistake, and this team is jumping all over it.
Man, and that's just for example, if he makes that play on Michael Harris, now all of a sudden there's 2 outs, nobody on, and you're kind of rolling. Instead, you just opened up the floodgates.
And now you have to face a man that is scorching hot here in Washington. Not this time, though. A little number back to the hill. And the flip to first is in time, and that'll retire the side. An error and a wild pitch plates the 8th Atlanta run in the 8th inning of game 2. Okay, Trevor, keep that good news coming for us as we cut to the chase. The Braves are entering the final week of regular season play. A chance to tie the Mets in this divisional race tonight. And the big crucial series against New York starts Friday at Truist Park. Cut to the chase on Bally Sports South, and Bally Sports Southeast is presented by Texas Pete, sauce like you mean it. It'll be Jesse Chavez, not Raisel Iglesias, with a 6-run lead and 6 outs to get. Jesse will face the 2, 3, 4 hitters for Washington. Took his glove off, recovers and throws a bullet to first. What a play by Jesse Chavez.
I tell you what, dude, he moved so fast off that thing. He threw harder to first base to Matt than he does to home plate.
Almost Charlie Browned him.
That's what I'm saying.
He's trying not to laugh, too.
Watch this. He gets this thing quick, and then, I mean, look at Matt smile. You see Matt smile out of the corner of his face right here? Watch this.
Some kind of play. So 1 out for Joey Meneses, who has singled, walked, and struck out. It's been a really good defensive game for the Braves. Riley and Swanson combined to make 3 great ones in the 3rd and 5th innings. Jesse Chavez here in the 8th. Mets are batting in the bottom of the 7th inning. They're down 3 to the Marlins. Swing and a miss. And that takes care of Meneses. 2 quick outs for Jesse Chavez. Speaking of quick, here's a quick message from Yamaha Boats.
There is an explorer in all of us. That's why you should go with the one name trusted to make the most out of every second you spend on the water.
First pitch swing by Luke Voit. He'll pop it into shallow center. On comes Ronald, and at the last moment, he makes a basket catch. How about that play?
Wow. Watch this. That was kind of in the Bermuda Triangle there. He just reaches out that arm. Hey, when things are going good, they're going good. SEC Saturdays on South. We got Virginia at Duke this Saturday night at 7:30 Eastern. Bally Sports South and the Bally Sports app. ACC football on Bally Sports South is presented by your local Ford dealer. I do not think we're going to see these guys playing on Saturday night in that matchup. Just saying.
How about that tight spiral? Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
It's good.
That's it?
It's good.
Boy, you are tough to please. Andres Machado.
A 6-year-old can throw a spiral. It's where can you place it where it needs to be?
It's like a pretty good pass. Dylan Lee had man coverage against Jackson Stevens.
Jackson Stevens is your receiver? Is that what you want?
Well, the other way around. You know what I meant. What a night for Ronald. Two homers. Super catch a moment ago. He's 2 for 4 in the game. And the Braves enjoy an 8-2 lead in the 9th. Way outside. How about this play by Ronald? Never gave up.
No, and that's tough because of exactly where you are. You got 3 guys kind of converging, and Ronald, at the last minute, sticks that glove out. It's pretty entertaining inning for Jesse Chavez out there.
Had a yard sale with the glove, almost broke Matt Olson's hand with the throw to first, and then that catch by Ronald. This is one of those nights I would assume, Jeff, you really enjoy as a player. Look, there's huge business at hand for the Braves over the final week. This team has had to fight for its life. 10.5 games back at one point. And knowing the Mets are losing, they've taken care of business to this point in Washington, and everything's gone right for them. Maybe momentum is finally at the back of the Braves heading into the final week of regular season play.
But you know, when you got the experience, you're coming off the World Series win last year. I hate to say it, you can play looser. I mean, it's just guys are relaxed. You can tell, even though they know the moment's big and it's going to be a big last week of the season here. They've done it before, and so they can draw from that.
And a case in point is the way this game started for Atlanta. It didn't look good offensively.
No, not at all.
The first 10 hitters were retired, 5 via strikeout. And then this man in the batter's box roped a single. Then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, yeah, we remember how to do this. And Atlanta has scored the last 8 runs in the game. And so Paul Byrd, heck, you can't help but have fun when you're on the cusp of a 4-game winning streak, right?
It's one of my favorite games of the year. I'm sitting in this crowd at Nationals Park. So many of them are for the Braves, screaming. It's loud. They're having a blast. Chanting Eddie Rosario, Eddie, 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 over and over again. Acuna's played great. Swanson's picked everything. The play by Chavez. Olsen's swinging the bat better. Everybody's getting hot at the right time. I'm not going to make any bold predictions, but the Mets are losing, and the Braves are starting to click even more, as if that were possible.
All you can do is control your fate.
Yeah, win today and turn it over to tomorrow.
2-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. That takes care of Dansby. 2 men are out. And the Mets are done in the 7th inning. They go to the 8th. Miami 6-3 over New York. Getting late at Citi Field. It's very late in Washington for Austin Riley, who's 0 for 4. You might recall the Braves briefly had a 1/2 game lead over the Mets and held that for a day, and New York took over the lead again in the division. Until you catch them, you got to get a little help. The Marlins are doing that now. We'll see what Atlanta can do if they get tied with that momentum in Game 3 here tomorrow. Josiah Gray with a 5.0 ERA will pitch for Washington. Jake Odorizzi will pitch for the Braves. Atlanta will have its top 3 healthy starters ready to go for the Mets beginning Friday night. You know you're going to see Scherzer. You know you're going to see DeGrom.
Yeah,
and I think Bassett as well.
Bassett, DeGrom, Scherzer, I think, is there. So, I mean, look, 3 great pitching matchups, and what else could you ask for? And if you think about where the Braves were, like you said, 10.5 games back, they've come a long ways, and they got a chance.
Well, again, if you get to Atlanta and you're tied in the divisional race, it changes the calculus dramatically. Because if you win 2 out of 3, if you just win the series, you would take a 1-game lead into the final 3 games on the road.
Yep.
Where again, Jeff, as you said, you control your fate.
Absolutely. And we know how well the Braves have played down in Miami.
2-2 for Riley. And fouled away. Count stays even. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th inning, Alex Call, Cesar Hernandez, and Ildemaro Vargas will be the trio coming up. The 3-2 pitch almost hit Austin Riley. He's aboard for the first time. You guessed it, with 2 outs.
Yep.
That's only the 2nd walk issued by the Nationals in the game. And it brings up Matt Olson. That's flied out to all 3 outfield positions tonight, but he's hit the ball hard 3 times. But the softest ball he hit was the one that led to the game-tying hit. 1 ball, no strikes. 8-2 Atlanta. Two balls and a strike. Here's another example that Matt's seeing the ball a lot better. He's starting to get more hitters counts. When he was in that real rough patch at the start of this road trip, it was strike two pretty much every at bat. A little over anxious there, and it's 3-2. Riley at first. Don't expect him to. Well, he will take off, I beg your pardon, and Olson takes ball 4. So back-to-back walks with 2 outs. And Machado is a little frustrated. And Michael Harris coming up. He'll look to reach for a 4th time as the Braves try to pour it on here in the 9th inning, leading 8-2. Every Nationals pitcher tonight has given up at least 1 run. Driven down the line, but that is curling foul. Had a little excitement in the stands in this inning.
People are excited.
1-1 pitch is lined softly to third, and that will send us to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Braves are 3 outs away from a victory in Washington.
The All-South Highway Safety Team. Play it safe. Slow down. Yamaha Boats and Wave Runners. And by the NASCAR playoffs at Talladega Superspeedway, October 1st and
Great night in Washington for the Braves, who enjoy an 8-2 lead. And Tyler Matzek will come on and try to get the final 3 outs for Atlanta, and then we'll scoreboard watch and see if the Marlins can finish off the Mets. Miami leads 6-3. They threaten again in the top half of the 8th inning up in New York. 40th game for Tyler Matzek. He's trending in the right direction too, Jeff, I think it's safe to say.
Well, we're starting to see him get locked back in. He had that one little slip up where he had some walks in Philly, but we're seeing that fastball down in the zone. And we're seeing that good slider again from Tyler.
Interesting, too, in that game you mentioned against the Phillies. Yes, he walked 4 men, but he went 2 innings.
Yep.
The Braves trying to get him built up, get that arm strength back, as you suggested. And Matzek will face the 5, 6, 7 hitters in the 9th inning. Alex Call will be first. He has struck out twice in 3 trips. If things stand as they are, it's a scorer's decision as to who would get the win for the Braves. Colin McHugh followed Kyle Muller, who went 4 2/3 innings. He didn't get through 5.
I think you would see Colin probably get it by coming in to put out that fire.
He retired all 4 hitters he faced. A.J. Minter worked a perfect 7th. Jesse Chavez a perfect 8th. And now Tyler Matzek would like a no drama ninth. Braves Live will follow us from Washington. Trevor and Nick Green standing by in our Atlanta studios. The Braves trying to go 8-1 here in Washington and win their 4th consecutive game overall and their 97th on the season. The Braves are on pace to win over 100 games this year. And what a pitch by Matzek. That's like the old Tyler right there. In, out, up, down, and down goes Call for out number 1.
Yeah, good pitch here. There you go again. Just beats guys to the spot now. And that's what we're used to seeing. You know, Brian Snitker was saying that the one thing he hasn't done yet that he really wanted to do, Chip, win 100 games. Said it's important to me. I think it would be cool. He's won the World Series. He's done all that, but he would love to win 100 games. And
little fly ball to right. The Braves will be an out away from 97. And so to your point, Jeff, after tonight, Atlanta will have 7 shots to win 3 games.
Yeah.
And we're out away from a 4-game win streak and a series win against the Nationals. Ildemaro Vargas is the final hope. More great work by the Atlanta bullpen, whose ERA this month will shrink. They started at 1.78 in September. Think about that.
It's crazy.
Far and away their best relief ERA of any month this year. When the arms are supposedly tired, when the pressure makes it more difficult to be effective, that group has risen to the challenge. Matzek is a strike away. How good is this? Matzek a chance to get 3 outs with fewer than 10 pitches thrown.
That would be nice.
Almost got it by Vargas. But we'll try again. Matzek ready and turns it loose. And that's your ball game. Braves have won the series. 8-2 your final score. And we await the outcome in New York. And if that goes the way we like, Jeff, we'll have a flat-footed tie in the East.
I'll tell you what, you love the way these guys, 2 nights in a row, first 3 innings, nothing offensively. And all of a sudden it just clicked for them, and they opened up the gates. Another huge win. And if holds in New York, you're dead even going to tomorrow, and you get exactly what you want. You get a chance to take care of business one more time, and then come home to Truist Park, where they have been outstanding this year, and get the Mets.
Great game all around for the Braves. Pitching, defense, clutch hitting, power hitting. It was all on display for the world champs in Game 2. They earn an 8-2 final score victory in the 2nd game of the series. We go for the sweep tomorrow. Our coverage starts at 6:30 on Valley Sports South. Josiah Gray and Jake Odorizzi will pitch in the season wrap-up between the Braves and the rebuilding Nationals. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We sure did. Trevor and Nick are standing by in our Atlanta studios to wrap it up from Washington, where the Braves are victorious again in Game 2.